Gladys. Starring Harry Morgan, Cara Williams, and co-starring VERNA FELTON. Brought to you by Goodyear, makers of quality tires for trucks, construction equipment, farm equipment, and automobiles. It's too cold and snowy to go ice fishing, says Pat Hitchcock of Grand Rapids, Michigan. But who ice fishes when it's warm, asked Mike and Bud. Anyway, they've got Suburbanites by Goodyear, the all-winter tires for more traction when it snows and more mileage when it doesn't. On cleared roads, turnpike-proved Suburbanites give you more mileage than ordinary tires. And on snowy roads, Suburbanites give you better traction, traction you can count on. Uh-oh, Bud's friend Jim has a steep driveway that hasn't been plowed for weeks, but up they go safely and smoothly. There's the lake up ahead, and here's a dangerous curve. But with better traction, it's just one more safe winter trip on Suburbanites. Suburbanites, now sale price starting at $15.95 plus tax and recapable tire. For more traction when it snows and more mileage when it doesn't, get Suburbanites at your Goodyear dealers.
Gladys, wake up.
Oh, how'd you sleep?
Oh, I had a terrible nightmare. I dreamt the Indians had captured your mother. They had her tied to a stake and they were going to scalp her.
I'm glad you thought it was a nightmare.
Certainly was. I was in charge of the cavalry coming to rescue her.
Never cook breakfast downwind.
What's that? Sausage? You want some? There's plenty.
Oh, no, dear. I'm on my diet. I just came in for a smell. Oh, cottage fried potatoes. They're my favorite.
You want some of these? There's plenty.
Oh, no. No, I couldn't. I mean, I shouldn't. Oh, what's the use? I'll tell my girdle it has a fighting battle on its hands. Good? Not pancakes, too. This is the breakfast fit for a king.
Pete! Breakfast!
Oh, it's a shame to waste it on a husband. See?
We'll be down in a minute.
My, you're going all out. What's the occasion?
Pete's been having such a rough time at the office, Hilda. I thought if I made him an extra special breakfast, it might cheer him up a little.
Yes, it might, but how can you tell that on Pete?
Come on, Hilda.
No, I mean it. He has an expression on his face like he bit a lemon and it bit him back.
Well, this breakfast will make him smile. You know why?
What?
This is a special breakfast. It's the first thing I ever made him on the first morning we were married. I can remember it like it was just now. He was wearing his new robe and slippers, and he came down, and the first words he said were,
Gladys, haven't I got a clean shirt?
Those were the first words he said. In the bottom drawer, dear.
Well, personally, I think you're overdoing it.
Wait till you see this. Blueberry muffin. And Hilda, don't laugh.
What? I love you. Oh.
That's silly. I thought it was so wonderful then, but I bet he never forgot it.
You're worth $1 million. Wait a minute. Make room down there. Company's coming.
Oh, that must be the mailman. Honey, would you watch these hot cakes? I'll go get the bills.
Yeah, sure.
Morning, dear. Holy mackerel, what a way to start the day.
I wonder what people who pay cash do for mail. Oh, good morning, sweetheart.
Okay, but after Hot Lips here, it's going to be quite a letdown.
I was standing at the stove with my back to him, and he thought I was you.
Pete!
I don't know how I did it. It's like mistaking the rear end of a truck for one of those new compact cars.
Thank you. I'll see you later.
Oh, all right, Hilda.
Oh, and Pete,
Yes?
I'm really glad you kissed me.
You are?
Yes. I haven't been kissed by a man in a long, long time. And it's such a relief to find out I'm not missing a thing.
Sit down, have your breakfast, darling.
Oh, I shouldn't have gotten out of bed this morning. First, Hilda, then I have to face Mr. Springer and have him tell me that I'm number 1 on his knucklehead list.
Breakfast smell extra good this morning? Look, hot cakes.
I thought I had that group insurance deal for the Whitfield factory all stowed up, but Ted Palmer stole it right out from under my nose.
Cottage fried potatoes.
I don't understand it. I've gone over these figures at least 100 times. Our rates are 5% lower.
Blueberry muffins.
Percent? How can you give a man a better break than that?
Kumquat jelly.
Covers their entire families.
Well, darling, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Things have a way of straightening themselves out. There are lots of other things like love, marriage, breakfast.
Our medical coverage, much more extensive. We even include surgery.
Here you are, darling. Remember?
I can't figure out where I made my mistakes.
I don't know about you, but I made mine when I said I do.
No use in my trying to eat anything. I better get down to the office and talk to Mr. Springer.
Wait a minute. Don't you have any comment to make about breakfast?
Oh, yeah. Why don't we ever have eggs anymore?
Hello. Oh, yes, Miss Williams. He did? No, that's too bad. Yes, thank you. One of your clients just canceled his policy.
I'm just running in bad luck, Mr. Springer. I've been concentrating on that group insurance policy for the Whitfield factory. If I had landed that, I'd be right up here on top.
Yes, but you didn't, and Ted Palmer of Tri-State got it. I have sent for a consulting sales psychologist. Now, she's going to get you straightened out.
Oh, no. Hold it a minute, Mr. Springer. A sales psychologist? She?
Yes. Her name is Agatha Henderson. Oh, she comes highly recommended. The best at her game.
Agatha Henderson. She sounds like she plays it in Gym Bloomers. Oh, no, Mr. Springer. I'm not going to have some big, bossy woman telling me my business and prying into my...
Yes?
A Miss Henderson is here to see you, sir.
Oh, send her right in, will you, please?
I won't do it. I'll go to a psychiatrist if I have to, but I'm not going to have some female battle axe digging into my libido, whatever that is. I tell you what...
How do you do? I'm Agatha Henderson.
I'm ready, Doctor.
Up. For your information, my doctorate is in business psychology, not psychiatry. I presume you're Mr. Porter.
Porter, Pete Porter.
And I'm Mr. Springer. I talked to you on the phone.
Of course, so nice to meet you. Well, I'd like to get started just as soon as possible.
All right, you can use my office. I have some outside calls to make. I'll tell my secretary that you are not to be disturbed.
Excellent.
Oh, and Miss Henderson, I leave him in your hands. I expect him to be on the mark and ready to sprint down the track.
Well, if you'll help me put some chairs together, I don't like to face my clients across a desk.
Oh, sure. Please.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll use...
Fine. I find it helps if we're closer. Well, won't you sit down, Mr. Porter? Make yourself comfortable. If you feel like smoking, go right ahead. That's your fountain pen. Mr. Porter, are you frightened of me?
Oh, not at all. You probably got the reach on me, but I think I could outslug you.
A sense of humor. That's an excellent indication of good mental health. I'm sure we'll get along just fine. If you remember, this is strictly business. Try not to think of me as a woman.
All right, but you've got a lot going against you.
Shall we start with the word association test?
The word association test.
Yes, that's old reliable.
Oh, it is.
I'll say a word, and without thinking, you must say the first word that comes into your mind. For instance, if I say the word ceiling, what's the first word that comes into your mind?
Floor.
Good.
Bad.
No, no.
Yes, yes.
Mr. Porter, relax. Take it easy. Are you ready? Wife.
Gladys.
Mother.
Scalped.
Scalp?
Indians.
I don't understand.
Oh, well, I had this dream that my mother-in-law was scalped by Indians. You should have seen old Baldy.
Well, shall we go on? Cold.
Warm.
Long.
Legs.
Mr. Porter.
Married.
I think we'd better forget about the word association test. Why don't you tell me all about yourself, Mr. Porter? From as far back as you can remember.
Oh, well, I was just an ordinary baby.
Well, we've accomplished a great deal this morning, Mr. Porter.
Made me hungry.
I have an appointment, so we'll have to be brief.
You haven't told me your verdict on me yet.
Well, you have some very fine qualities. You're loyal, intelligent, witty, forthright, diligent.
Well, I haven't gotten such a good report since my last Chinese fortune cookie.
But there's one thing that keeps you from being a great salesman. It's your outlook on life.
I don't get it. What do you mean?
You're going to have to look happy. Smile more. It's awfully hard to say no to a man who wears a smile. Come on, try it. Smile.
Okay.
No, wider. Now, wider. Oh, no, wider.
You need a toothpick, sir?
I'm smiling.
Oh. Well, the glass of milk for the lady. Roast beef sandwich for you. And the coffee.
Waiter, I asked for the roast beef well done. This is rare enough for a Mau sandwich.
Well, I'm sorry, but we found out that if we served the roast beef too well done, it was always tough.
Look, I said I wanted it well done, and that's the way I want it.
I know, but...
Now, look!
Mr. Porter, let me handle this. Waiter, I'm sure you're right, but this gentleman would like it well done. So won't you serve it to him that way, please?
Yes, ma'am. Immediately. Certainly, ma'am.
There. Now you see what you can do with a smile.
That 36-24-36 shape didn't hurt. Well, maybe you're right. From now on, I'll put on a smile for all my customers.
Oh, no, but you mustn't turn a smile on and off. It's got to become part of your personality. A habit. Wherever you go. At the office, at home, be pleasant. Say nice things and smile. All the time. Let the nice you, let the real you come to the surface.
All right, up Periscope.
Fine.
Well done, as you want.
Well, that's better.
Mr. Porter.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, ma'am.
Oh, waiter, will you call a cab for me, please?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Well, I have to rush off to keep my appointment. Mr. Porter, don't be discouraged by the waiter's attitude. Remember, you were grouchy to him. If you're pleasant to people, they'll be pleasant to you.
Oh, here. Me.
Oh! Here, oh, I'm so sorry. Here.
Oh, here, I'll do it. It's nothing. It won't stain. Perfume never does. And notice, I'm smiling.
The cab is here, ma'am.
Thank you. Goodbye, Mr. Porter. I think you're going to do just fine.
Well, I'll give it a good try.
Remember, be cheerful, be pleasant, everywhere you go, and keep that smile on. Let me see it as I leave.
What are you, a wise guy?
Oh, come on.
Goodyear is many things. From radar antenna on missile cruisers to tractor tires that help till farmers' fields. But above all, Goodyear is people. The Goodyear family working for better products that offer greater value. One of these products is V-belts, the muscles that make machines move. Goodyear designs and produces more types of V-belts than any other manufacturer, from huge 50-foot belts to belts smaller than a rubber band. For V-belts with thousands of uses, America's industry and America's homes turn to the experience, ingenuity, and quality of Goodyear. Because in V-belts, as in hundreds of fields, lots of good things come from Goodyear. Things with the lasting value the Goodyear family builds into the Goodyear name.
Then after going through all that trouble to fix him a nice breakfast, he just ignored it.
Well, that's a man for you.
Oh, I know he's upset, Alice. But does he have to be so inconsiderate? If you know how much time it took to fix those little sausages.
Gladys, I hate to tell you this, but you've spoiled Pete. Babied him, pampered him.
I have?
Sure. Now, when he comes home tonight, what are you gonna do? Gonna meet him at the door with a smile, kiss him, have a nice hot dinner waiting for him?
Well, sure, I want to be a good wife.
Honey, Pete has no idea of the treasure he has in you. You're the kind of a wife most men think they're getting until they find out they're stuck with what they've got.
Thanks, Alice. I haven't done very well with Pete.
Well, that's because he doesn't realize how lucky he is. But we're going to change all that. Now, what are you fixing for dinner?
Well, I'm fixing peas with almonds, turkey croquettes at Pete's favorite dinner. I figured if I gave him a nice dinner, he'd...
Alice, what are you doing? As Maria Antoinette said, let him eat beans.
Beans? He'd shoot me.
Well, shoot back. Listen, honey, Pete's got to find out how the other 9/10 live, and then he'll appreciate you.
Oh, no, Alice, I couldn't. I just couldn't.
Gladys, do you want your marriage to last? Honey, believe me, this man is taking advantage of you.
You think so?
I most certainly do.
I think so, too.
What he needs is a good shock.
You're right. That's what Pete does need, a good shock to bring him to his senses. Sure, let him see how other women act. Then he'd really appreciate me.
What are you going to do?
I've got an idea. Pete likes sweetness and neatness. Well, there's going to be a change in the weather. I'm going to get him so mad he'll steam.
What do you got in mind?
Listen, I thought if I took the house, I would change
$1.75.
$1.75. Well, that seems fair. And you just keep the quarter change.
You sick or something, Mr. Porter?
I never felt better in my life. Sweetheart, I'm home. Darling, it's your sweet... Gladys.
I'll get your dinner when I finish my story.
That's okay. I don't mind waiting.
Oh, yeah? Well, you better sit down. It's a novel.
Darling, I bought these lovely flowers because they reminded me of my lovely wife.
Oh, please, not while I'm eating.
Here.
What's the matter? Don't you like it?
Well, honey, what's not to like? What have you been doing all day, darling?
That's none of your business, darling. What do you think I've been doing? Out dancing in some crummy club or something, huh?
No, I don't think that at all.
No, of course you don't think that at all. Who'd take me out a frump like me? Go on, insult me. Tell me. Tell me how crummy my house looks. Tell me how terrible I look.
Well, honey, I don't think the house is crummy. I think it looks charming. It has that lived-in look. And I think you have that charming look, too, my dear.
Oh. Sarcastic, huh? Huh? Missed. Missing that thing all day. But don't just stand there with that silly grin on your face. I know you're mad because your dinner's not ready.
Oh, no, I'm not. Yesterday I would have been mad, but not today because I have a whole new approach to life. I'll get my own dinner, honey.
Oh, no, you don't. I'll get your dinner. Follow me. Well, sit down. There you are.
Something smells good. What is that boiling on the stove?
It's the laundry. The washing machine broke, and I didn't feel like fixing it.
Of course, you were too busy.
No, I wasn't. I was lazy.
Oh, well, nobody's perfect. Gosh, I'm hungry. Cold beans?
Yeah, I didn't get home from the movie in time to warm them.
Well, they look delicious. Good. Good. I always said nobody can fix cold beans like you.
Pete Porter. Oh, why aren't you mad at me? What is this new approach, confusing me and making me crazy?
No, honey, I had a nice talk with a psychologist today who convinced me that I should change my disposition. So, I'm just trying to be a nicer guy, that's all.
Oh, honey. Oh, honey. I feel so foolish. Here, I was trying to punish you for being so grouchy at breakfast.
Oh.
Pete.
I guess I deserved it.
I'm sorry. Perfume.
Oh, yes, Miss Henderson. I had lunch with her today, and during the...
During the lunch, she gave you her hanky to remember her by?
No, Gladys.
What do you mean, no? Sure, I know what this new approach is. It's not the new approach, it's an old approach. Buying me flowers, smiling at me, being nice to me, huh?
Oh, Gladys, don't be silly.
Who is she?
Who is she? She's nobody. Agatha Henderson.
Pete!
Gladys, listen to me. Gladys, will you let me explain? Cry and the world cries with you. Smile and you smile alone. That woman psychologist who started the whole thing. It was her perfume, her darn handkerchief, her darn smile idea.
Out of my way. I'm going home to my mother. She's had my room ready for years.
Pardon me, is this the Porter residence?
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Porter.
Henderson.
I'm sorry to barge in on you like this, but I think you picked up my handkerchief during our interview today.
Well, honey, this is Miss Henderson, the lady psychologist that that I've been trying to tell you about.
Psychologist?
That's right.
You mean it was a business appointment?
Of course.
Oh, here.
Oh, thank you.
You made quite a trip just for a handkerchief.
Well, it sounds kind of silly, but my fiancé gave this to me, and if I had to tell him I lost it, well, I hate to say it, but he has a terrible temper. He's something of a grouch.
Wait a minute. You're telling this to me, remember? Old Smiley? Well, you've had me walking around here like a hysterical hyena. And you're engaged to a grouch?
Oh, it's awful, and I've been thinking about it. I'm either going to have to get a new fiancé or a new theory.
I think you ought to get a new theory.
Well, I'm already working on it. Well, thank you very much. Good night.
Good night, Miss Harris.
Good night.
Thanks for coming by.
Gee, honey, I'm sorry. Can you ever forgive me for not believing you?
Oh, I guess so. I don't know whether I can forgive those cold beans, though.
No, they were pretty awful, huh? Well, I was trying to punish you for being so grouchy. And the sweeter you got, the madder I got.
That's okay. You're beautiful when you're mad.
Now, Pete, don't talk like that to me. We've had enough trouble. I don't ever want you to say anything nice to me again.
All right. You did look like something the cat dragged in. And the next time you decide to go to your mother, tell the old battle axe that that's better than having her visit us, because I can't stand the sight of her around here. Is that clear?
Aw, there's my Pete.
The greatest thing was the word association test.
Word association test? How does that work?
Well, I say a word, then you say the first word that comes into your mind.
Oh.
Now, suppose I should say thirsty,
Refreshment.
instant,
That's easy. Carnation.
magic crystals.
Dissolve instantly.
Well, that's pretty good. Now, that's enough word association. Let's have some action.
All right. Here's the Carnation Instant Non-Fat Dry Milk. You say the word, I'll do the action.
Pour.
Just pour Carnation's magic crystals into water.
Mix.
Few quick stirs?
Mixes quickly.
Of course. Carnation is the magic crystals instant, and magic crystals dissolve instantly and completely.
Enjoy. Gladys, I said enjoy.
Just a minute, honey. I have some already chilled in the refrigerator. And you know something, Pete? You save money. 4 glasses. A full quart costs as little as 9 cents.
Carnation is the instant that's delicious for drinking. Gladys, you do know how to keep a house. I'd have to look far and wide to find a girl like you.
Oh, now, Pete, please.
No, I mean far and wide, under a rock, a boulder, and a field of poison ivy.
Pete and Gladys, brought to you by Goodyear, makers of thousands of quality products for you, your business, and your country. Yes, lots of good things come from Goodyear.